Okay, well, thank you so much for joining today's seminar. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our feeding talk. Today, we'll be talking about successful meal times and some feeding strategies. Thank you for joining and spending some time with us this afternoon or evening. My name is Dr. Lisa, and I'm a speech therapist from the Speech Practice in Singapore. By the end of our time today, we hope you'll feel more comfortable and confident about handling your child's feeding issues. We're passionate about feeding difficulties, and we do have many exciting stories and learnings to share today. Our goal is to empower parents with the strategies to create a positive feeding experience for your child. Today, we have a very special guest speaker with an expertise on tackling feeding issues, especially picky eating. She has a Master of Nutrition and Dietetics from the University of Sydney. She's also trained in TR Eat and feeding therapy. Please welcome Leona Victoria. Victoria has also been featured in many parent child magazines in Indonesia. Apart from that, Victoria is a mother of two and she has been a feeding specialist for the last 12 years. If you have a hard time with increasing food variety, then you'll definitely benefit from Victoria's tips today on improving mealtime experience and having happy, healthy children. Victoria will also give you some pointers on problem-free feeding time and having a win-win solution for your child. If you have any questions, please feel free to type them into the question box and I'll bring them up during the presentation and we'll also have time for questions towards the end. Okay, please welcome Victoria.
Hello, mommies. Thank you for joining us today. So I'm going to talk about last month we've talked about the cause of fussy eating or feeding difficulties. So now we are going to talk about the strategies how to deal with it. Next, miss. So we are going to talk about feeding schedule, positive environment, and the dual roles of the moms and the child. So because eating is active activity, so it's not a passive for the child. The child also have to have a active role in it. So we're gonna talk about it later. Next. So this is the feeding schedule that is quite widely recognized, which is 2:30 and 2 rules, which means 2 hours gap between meal time, 30 minutes feeding time, and then another 2 hours before the next meal. So the reason why we limit the feeding schedule into 30 minutes because the focus of a child is not long. Below 1 year old is about 15 minutes and quite slightly longer for a slightly older child. So 30 minutes is the maximum because above beyond that, the child will have bored. They will become bored. So it's bad for the both the mom or the carer and the child because both sides are becoming bored with the activity. It's not focused anymore. So it's better to limit even though the child has not finished the meal. So I know a lot of Southeast Asian parents, especially the older generation, usually likes to wait for the child to finish the whole bowl of the food, and they will say it's okay, just wait for them, and as long as the food is finished. But it's not helping the child to teach them to recognize the hunger, the thirst, and the full cues. So they need to feel hungry. They need to feel thirsty and then full. If we keep giving them food for a long period of time, it's not enough time for them to feel hungry for the next meal time. So they will not eat a lot of the meal anyway. And it keep repeating. So if we limit it now, even though it's not finished, they will feel hungry the next meal time and they will eat more. It also teach them discipline. So the time management and discipline about meal. So remember this one. Do not listen to your parents nagging that they have to finish the meal. No, We need to teach them discipline from early age. Another one is the positive aura or the positive environment during the feeding time. So this is the mom. I think the biggest role that the mom can have, or the parents, or the carer. So we need to start using positive or natural language, attitude, body language, and we need to limit the negative talk, such as, "Why you eat so slow? I already make this in the hard working in the kitchen to make this for you, and you don't want to try it." It's limiting. It's putting pressure for your children. So it's the children will become scared and it's not enjoyable during feeding time. So what we need to do is we change the negative talk to a positive wording. If you cannot put a positive wording because you already been so angry or so stressful yourself, you can use a natural one. Some tips that I can give you is try to talk about another thing, not about the food. So, how about your day today? How about my day today? What I find amusing today? Or if you want to talk about food, you can talk about who do you think will like this food? Is it a cat, a mouse, or what do you think about this food? Can you tell me the color, or can you tell me what it looks like? Is it like a tree, a flower, or something? So we can talk about food, but it's the not about how the child accepting the food. Make it more creative about the food. So it's not about how they interact about food itself, because it's kind of putting pressure on the child when you eat. When you start him talking about you don't eat fast enough, you don't eat a lot of enough, something like that. So it's what we and sometimes we want them to do well, but the way we do it, putting pressure on the child, makes the child uncomfortable during mealtime, so they don't want to listen to us, because that's how the child is. They want to be independent, they want to be recognized, that they have their own will, that they have their own choice. So we need to appreciate and talk to them eye level to eye level, like eye to eye, not becoming, "I'm the adult here, I'm the smarter one here." So try to limit that, and I think you will be able to talk in a more natural or positive way during feeding time. Next phase. So this is the mom's role. Mom's role is um, choosing what we are going to eat. So the food choices available at home and available on the table. Where? So is it in the dining room? Is it in the restaurant or something or somewhere? And when? So this is the feeding schedule, the timetable. It's better to have a scheduled meal time, like when you do have in your school, breakfast before school, snack time during school, lunch time after school. It's structured and it's more enjoyable for the child because they know what they have to do during this time and this time. And it also includes the feeding rules, the 232 rules. So they have their own time to feel hungry and full. That's the mom's role. Not to mix with the child's role, which is the next slide. This is the child's role. So the our child also have the role during feeding time. They can choose whether to say yes or no to your food choice, because different people have different likeness to food, and also appetite during the day is different for each people. So they have to say yes or no. They want to accept the food. So it's not our responsibility if they don't want to eat the food. It's their own choice. if they want to say yes, how much will they eat? Because we will never know how hungry they are, or how full they are, or how much they are willing to try the food if it's the first time for them to try it. So we cannot force them to finish the food because it's their own mouth and their own stomach. So we need to recognize their own boundaries and our boundaries. So what we can do is we put the healthy choice on the table. We make a scheduled meal time so they can feel hungry, and they will feel hungry because as human it's our nature to feel hungry and to survive and to grow up. And then also where are we going to discipline them to eat on the chair in the dining room, or we let them to have a meal on the sofa? That's what we can do to discipline them. And then the child is going to say yes or no and how much they will eat. The next thing is the environment. So when we eat, we would like to say that it's best for the child to do not have distraction. Distraction is like the most distracting thing is the TV and the gadget, the handphone. So because it can make them forget to chew and to swallow, even when the child has developed the chewing and the swallowing movement quite easily. So they have matured the chewing exercise activity, but they can forget about it because they are watching. They're distracted. It will make the mealtime prolonged too long because we have to make sure they finish the food, for example, or they pocketing the food. So one one spoon may take 5 minutes or 10 minutes. So it's prolonged. Your feeding time will be prolonged. If they need to have distraction, choose something that has to do with the hands on the table, like puzzles, small puzzle, or just one figurine, and they can just play with their imagination. And when they don't want to eat, you can take away their toy for a moment until they chew and swallow, then you can give it back. And this is the rewarding system. They chew and swallow, they get the toy. Take it back, a spoon, if there's spoon fat again, swallow, give it. This is what I usually recommend for child who still cannot let go of their distraction. So make it win-win situation. The child gets toy, we get them to eat, but it's our with our rule. We need to be a bit tricky with them. And then we also need to make sure that the children have the support that they need, especially the ones that do not have good posture to sit upright. They need to have back support, foot support, and the hand support. Usually the hand support comes with the table, with the high chair. But the foot support, you need to have the one that have footrest that can place the foot like this. So the whole sole of the feet reach the footrest. A lot of the high chair in Indonesia doesn't have footrest. So you need to make sure that they have the support that they need during feeding, so they willing to sit a long of time. 30 minutes is a long of time if you uh, don't have a good posture. It's quite tiring. So that's why children tend to need to run away from the high chair or the chair because they are tired to sit down. I would also like to point out to manage your expectation because I'm not sure, but I feel like myself even have quite a high expectation for our children when eating. So we want them to eat the whole thing, everything that we present on the table, we cook for them. We want them to finish it on time, so the expectation is high.
Yes.
But I would like you to kind of lower it a bit. So we need to empathize with the children. They're hungry or not? How about their day? Is it a good day or not for them? Are they sleepy or not? Or they like whether they like or not your food choice? Because like me, I don't like tomato, but my husband like it. So when there is a tomato dish, I might not touch it even as an adult. So it's the same thing as for our children. When they don't like it, they may not touch it, but we can encourage them to try first. Then, if they can decide whether they like it or not, and it may take up to 15 to 20 times repetition or introduction for the child to accept the food. So the introduction may be the same dish or in the another dish or another type of presentation, different type of cooking. So 15 to 20 times of exposure. Uh, then the child may start to accept the food. So it's not one time and then you let down by the child refusing your food and then you become sad and don't want to try it again. Please don't do that. Please keep trying and be creative with it. So, can you tell me your visible goal during mealtime for your child? For me, when I was starting to with my children, my own fussy eaters, my goal was they can eat at least one type of food in every single restaurant we go before Corona. So they don't make me ashamed or frustrated. So they have to be able to eat one type of food in each restaurant. So what's your goal? Can you share? So make it visible. Don't make it like too broad, like they have to eat everything and anything they ask for. That's too broad. And it may become too long for you to achieve it. So make it a small goal that you want them to be able to do within the month or the next 3 months.
Yeah, so I think that's a great goal that Victoria had. Maybe if you could share and just type into the comment section something that's very specific. So it could be, I want my child to eat 3 pieces of apple cubes or 3 pieces of sliced chicken after 15 exposures. So that would be something that's very specific and it's achievable. So it's not something that's impossible. It's achievable and it's measurable. So 3 pieces or 4 spoonfuls, 4 toothpicks. So something that's very it's small. So we work in small steps because many small steps make one big step. Yeah. So maybe we just share. We'll take about 2 minutes to share your goal for your child, which is really important. And yeah, and because Victoria has been helping many parents, and we both understand the frustration. Sometimes it's very difficult to overcome the difficult stage of fussy eating. So that's why children always need their mom or your dad's support, and we are here to empower and also to guide and become a helper to you. Okay, so Ivana says, I want my kids to love pasta dishes because I love cooking pastas. Yum. Okay. Let's help Ivana break down the goal into something that is a SMART goal. So a SMART goal would be something that's specific, measurable, achievable, realistic. Let's ask Ivana to. Ivana, could you share how would you make it more specific?
Uh, Actually, I have no idea.
Okay, I'm sure Victoria will help.
What's what goal?
So, for example,
Specific,
yeah, so it
measurable?
could be a specific goal for Ivana to help her children to eat pasta dishes. What kind of pasta dishes, Ivana?
I tried a mac and cheese the other day. I cooked,
Okay,
and it just spit it out.
Oh, macaroni and cheese.
Yeah,
Okay, macaroni and cheese.
because I think it's very easy, and I can put a lot of veggies inside. But they just don't want to eat it.
Okay, okay. All right, yeah. So, Ivana says she is trying macaroni and cheese, and she puts lots of veggies
Yeah.
inside, but her child's reluctant to eat.
How about if you try to sensory play with the dry pasta, the raw pasta?
They love it. They just
Sens-
throw away the pasta everywhere. But
and
they,
then ask,
yeah.
because your child is already 3 years old, you can ask him to help you throw the pasta, not throw, put in the pasta into the water before you cook it. So he knows the apa?
Where the food comes from, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, I will try that.
Yes. So I think maybe you can help him to be a little helper and help mom to prepare the pasta so he knows what goes in. And that might get him interested in the food as well as trying to taste and smell it and then eventually try to lick it and eat it. Okay. All right.
And the next one is the thing that I love, which is love it, like it, and learning it. This is the method that I use for my own child, my own children. So usually we do it. It can be during meal time, but we can start with the snack time. The plate needs to have three components, so three different types of food. One carbohydrate, one protein, and one fiber. Uh, and you need to put it in the separate section, so it's not. Sometimes, sometimes children are very visual, so they like to see pretty things, colorful things on their plate. The things that I notice with Indonesian people is they like to, the older generation likes to mix everything up and then spoon fed the child. So the child doesn't have the time or the exposure to their own food. So this is a great way to introduce the whole food to the child. It sometimes you can call it also a baby led weaning types if you started during their baby time. So they need to be able to choose their own which food they want to try first. So that's why we include the love it, the type of food that they love to eat. They always eat it. The like food, which is some usually they eat it, but sometimes they get bored of it. And the learn. Usually this one is the vegetable or the fruit that we want them to try or to get exposed to. Here are the examples that I gave to my child. They love popcorn because they are older. Do not give it to smaller children below 2 because it's choking hazard. Popcorn. They like the waffle, and I would like them to learn to eat the pitaya or the buah naga by themselves. So this is the one that you can do to make the food more appetizing, more sensory input for the children as well, visual, taste, touch. This is, I think it's a great way to do it at home. So I would like you to type in uh, like three foods that your kids love, three foods that your kids like, and three foods that you would like your kids to learn. This is for your own um, menu at home. So, but you can tap it here
Okay.
as an exercise.
Okay, so type three foods that you would like your kid to try, and type three foods that your kid already eats. Is that right, Victoria?
Yes. Love,
Okay.
3 love, 3 likes, and 3 learns.
Okay. So take about 3 minutes, everyone. Just type in three foods that your kid loves, three foods that he or she likes, and three types of foods that you would like your kid to learn to love. Okay. So I think most it's snacking time, and most children would like to eat, I guess, burgers. Anyone or chocolates? They always love pizza, probably. Oh, okay. Um, I think rice, yes. Corn fritters, sayur bening, light,
Sayur bening.
sayur bening. What is that?
It's like spinach soup, clear soup with spinach and some corn kernels in it.
Oh, okay. Sounds delicious. Okay, Ivana likes her kid likes broccoli, carrot, fried fish, and she would like her kid to learn how to eat meat, fruit, and tomato. It's interesting how the healthy foods are always the last. Okay, so fried foods. Anybody likes uh kids love fried foods? Any parents have kids who love fried foods? Just type a yes if it's your kid. He loves fried foods. Yeah, anyone? Yes. Okay. All right.
Even my child likes fried
Yeah,
food.
even your child likes fried food. Okay. Any? What about fried food? Okay, so I think that goes like goreng pisang, um,
Kerupuk.
potato chips, keropok. I think keropok is a hot favorite. Okay, yes, to everyone. Um, can you share maybe one type of food that you would like your kid to learn how to eat? Anyone else? Okay, egg. Okay, egg. Yeah, I think egg is very healthy. Lots of protein, Victoria, because it's what type of egg though? I know that various types of cooking egg, like fried egg, boiled egg, scrambled egg. So many different types of egg. Which one would you recommend as the best? To introduce to a child.
For I would like them to try the boiled egg and also the dry omelette. Do you know the telur dadar?
Yes. Okay.
Because they have different texture or sensory input.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, and it's runny in the inside and then like fried on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think different textures. Yes, runny texture and then very more crispy on the outside.
Yeah, then they both can be held by hand. So it's a good sensory play or baby led winning type of food.
Yes, yes, I think that's excellent. So I think different types how an egg can be cooked. It could be omelette, boiled egg, or like a dry omelette.
Hmm.
Okay, all right. Okay. So we hope that you've got some information about love it, like it, and learn how to eat it. I think it's an excellent idea to compartmentalize the food into different compartments. So you always have one new food and two preferred foods, for example. That gives your child some choices, but yet not forcing him to eat all the new foods. And as Victoria mentioned, you will have to introduce food as many as 50 to 20 times or sometimes even more. And it's perfectly fine if your child looks at the food, touches it, tastes it, or licks it, and puts it back. If you keep exposing the child to the food, he or she would gradually accept the food. So keep persisting and don't give up. Okay, well, we've got some questions from the audience, and I've typed it in. So we will go through some of the questions and answers, and I hope that some of these questions and answers might be uh, relevant for your child. The first question from about is about chewing. My child's chewing skill is weak. How can I improve that? So sometimes I think we might find children pocketing food or chewing twice and then stop and they don't chew anymore. Um, any thoughts on that, Victoria?
I would like them to use the teeter that they have, but use a long teeter or hard food like raw carrot or raw sweet potato and cut it like a finger, so long and a bit square, like yeah, like that, and try to chew on the molars about 5 to 10 repetitions for each side every day, especially before the eating feeding time. So they need to learn how to chew and how the strong chewing with the teeter because teeter is not breakable. So it's better to use teeter here and here. For babies, before they start to eat the hard food, I would like the parents to keep doing the hand to mouth reflex. So sometimes parents don't want the babies to put things inside the mouth because it's dirty or something like that. It's dangerous. But it's quite important. This reflexes. This is the reflex of spoon feeding, self feeding, and then when they bring things to their mouth, they will chew it. So it's also the chewing reflex that they need to develop when they starting to eat hard food. So the for babies, hand to mouth reflex needs to be there. Do not discourage them when they're doing this. For older kids, they need to start learning to chew again with teeter or hard food.
Thank you, Victoria. Okay, we've got a question from Vania, and she is asking, for younger babies, 6 to 7 months old, who only take purees, how can we try to transition them on from purees to semi-solids? Any thoughts on
For
that,
babies,
Victoria?
you need to teach them to chew with the teeter or of their toys that when their hand to mouth reflex is happening. So you do not discourage that. And then a lot of tummy time because tummy time will strengthen the muscles, the body muscles, especially the back, the stomach, and also the neck when swallowing. So you need to do more tummy time.
Okay, so tummy time. Okay, so tummy time, and then that will help strengthen the core as well as the torso and have stability, and that will also help with the motor planning and motor control for transitioning to semi-solids. I also think that any foods that you would recommend, Victoria, for babies who are transitioning from purees to semi-solids, like maybe avocado or banana, might be good.
Yeah. Uh, if they are not accepting the hard things, you can mix and mix like 20% the hard food or the textured puree and 80% still the liquid or the smooth puree. So change the texture slowly, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So I think Victoria's recommendation is changed from purees to slowly mashed before we go on to hard textures. Yeah. I think meltables are also good foods. Soft meltables. So two or three chews and then it actually melts in your mouth if you're afraid that your child might choke. Okay, we've got another question from Widorini, and this is about drinking. Um, her daughter drinks too much milk formula. And question one, is there any rule on drinking or over drinking or drinking too much milk and then feeling full? I think she's worried that her daughter drinks too much and it's very hard to get her to eat anything solid. Maybe because her daughter is already full. Her daughter is 2 years and 7 months old.
So children above 1 year old doesn't need to drink formula anymore. And I noticed that drinking formula has its own downfall, Lisa. So when they're drinking formula, it's easy, it's fast, and it's comfortable, especially if using the bottle. So it's self-soothing, makes the children doesn't want to eat food because they're already full with the formula. So with children above 1 years old, milk, any type of milk, is supposed to be on the snack time. So limit it to 3 times a day during snack time after food. And they don't need to drink formula, which formula is usually higher in calories and higher in sugar. Just the regular milk, cow's milk or fortified soy milk. It's less calories, so it doesn't make the child too full, but it's full enough for a snack meal, for a snack time. The limit is 500 to 600 ml a day.
Wonderful tips, Victoria. Thank you. So, 500 to 600 meals, that's around what your child should take, and 3 times a day during snack time after food. So, hopefully, that will help. Okay. We've got another question, and this one is on meal times. So, my 3-year-old son only likes to eat fried food. He doesn't want to eat fruits and vegetables. What can I do? So I think for this parent, very limited variety. He may not want to eat or explore different types of food, such as fruits and vegetables. Any tips on that, Victoria?
Maybe the parents can do like fritters with the vegetables, like tempura or bakwan, something like that, which
Yes.
includes the vegetable inside. And I would like them to also start to ask the child to cook together because
Mm,
when cooking is exposing the child to the food, they are touching it, smelling the food, which has different types of smell for each type of vegetable and fruit, and then they know where the food comes from. And if they make it themselves, they will feel proud, especially proud if it's very tasty and the daddy eating it, mom's eating it. So he would like to try too because it's their food. For the
excellent.
fruit, you can first you can make it puree and mix it with the jelly or pudding or inside the smoothies. So it's not liquid or it's not the whole food that they need to chew. Start with exposing to the flavors in purees, juice, smoothies, or make it a popsicle from the smoothies. Different types of presentation may be suitable for the child.
I really love your idea, Victoria, on popsicle. Yeah, I used to freeze my fruits and put them in the freezer, and it comes out really nice, like an ice cream. It could be a mango popsicle, a strawberry popsicle, and I think lots of kids love that. So it's a really beautiful way to introduce something that's enjoyable for the child, and I think that's a wonderful idea. So I think parents do try what Victoria suggested on having fruit in different forms. It could be puree, could be jelly, it could be a smoothie, like a drink, or even like an ice cream, like a popsicle ice cream. Okay. This is a very popular question, and that's why I included it. Is it better, Victoria? We've got this question from two parents actually, to sit on the floor for postural stability if a high chair has no footrest.
Uh, you can make it by yourself. So I've noticed that one of the parents that consult with me said that in the market in Tokopedia. Do I lagging? Am I lagging?
A little, a little.
Okay. So
Good
one of
now.
the parents said to me that they found in Tokopedia, one of the marketplace, there is a makeshift of footrest for the high chair for the IKEA high chair. So people make it by themselves and sell it on Tokopedia for the food rest. Or you can make it by yourself with unused magazine or books and stack it, sellotape it, and put it under the high chair.
Mm. I think that's a great suggestion, Victoria. So you don't have to buy something expensive. You can just get stacks of magazines or even telephone books that you sell to the Karanguni
Yes,
and put it as a footrest for your child. So boxes, I think boxes, if the height is right, that's great too. This is also related to posture and I think a bit more on behavior. My 3-year-old child doesn't want to eat by himself or sit on the chair during meal times. So I assume this child likes to run around and typically parents will go around chasing the child with a spoon. What can I do? Is that something that we should do, Victoria, or we should wait for the child to come to us?
I think this is a postural problem first, Lisa. So you need to start doing more tummy time or yoga for kids, dancing with the kids to strengthen the core muscles so they can sit down nicely for a period of time. Because it's very hard for the child if they don't have a good posture to sit down stable position for a long period of time, and it's very stressful for them if they don't have good posture and they have to sit down for a period of time.
Sorry, might have a bit of lag there. Um, okay. Yes,
Sorry.
welcome. No worries.
So you have to do a lot of core muscle strengthening activity like tummy time on the hard floor or yoga for kids or dancing with your kids from YouTube for them to be able to hold their posture while sitting down. Because when if they don't have good posture and they have to sit down for a period of time, they will start to lock the joints, the the shoulder joints, one of them, both of them. So they to make sure that they don't fall down. If they lock their joints here in the shoulder or on their hand, they will not be able to self fit because the joints are locked, so they have to strengthen it and keep it that way. They will not be able to make activity with their hand. That's why you have to go back to the strengthening their posture.
Thank you so much, Victoria. So we'll be working on strengthening your child's posture if this applies to you. We've got a question from Wawan now, and she says that my daughter loves fruit, all types of fruit, but she doesn't like meat. And Wawan will like to boost her daughter's weight. Um, any tips, Victoria, on helping Wawan's daughter to increase her weight? Wawan, can I ask how old is your daughter and what's her weight now? Okay, Wawan's daughter is 10 months old and she's 8.5 kilograms.
Okay, so the weight is not bad. It's quite good. Uh, so what you can do is you can always put in Indonesia, the recommendation is the national recommendation is to put added oil in each meal time. I'm not sure if it's happening as well in Singapore, but the doctor association here recommend to add half to one teaspoon, half to one teaspoon of oil for each meal time to add more calories. And you can also blend the meat very smoothly to make it like a sauce before your daughter can accept the meat chunk.
Wonderful. Thank you, Victoria. So I think the two tips would be to add oil to increase calories, and one for you to blend the meat very smoothly until it's like a puree type of sauce. And hopefully that will
Mm.
increase her calorie intake. We've got one other question from Oki, and he says he would like to increase the variety of healthy food for his son. How old is your son, Oki? He likes to eat things like Cheetos chicky, is, but he doesn't eat healthy food. I assume healthy food would be the major food groups like protein, vegetables, um, and maybe fruits. Is that correct? Okay. Oki's child is 2 years and 2 months old. So basically, he wants to help his son to increase the variety of healthy foods rather than what we call the junk food.
So what you can do is a lot of sensory play and pretend play for your son. Sensory play with the real food or with beets, rice, dry pasta. The cheap one would be flowers and leaves from outside your door. So a lot of texture and smells for him to play with and texture. And also pretend play, pretend to bake, pretend to cook, pretend to swap in spoon feed their his toys or your his parents, you guys. So he wants to eat a lot of more.
Thank you, Victoria. And I think, okay, Victoria mentioned something earlier on, which I think might be helpful for your son too. So, for your child too, about having specific goals. So maybe you could try and set a specific goal, like for my child to have to eat or to taste three spoonfuls, or they could even use their finger, just to dip, and they could use their fingers as spoons, dip it, and take a lick. It doesn't have to be on the table. It could be a bit of messy food play. So that's something that sometimes we may not always be prepared for. But pretend food play and messy food play is one excellent way of getting your child, introducing your child to various types of textures, tastes, smells. Okay. We've got a question on a 20-month-old child. Sometimes he or she chokes while drinking water. I think the parent would like some tips on how to improve swallowing of water, but in a safe manner. So I think maybe some tips on posture and cup drinking might be good. Victoria, if you have any tips to share.
For me, maybe again posture. So they need to have she needs to have more tummy time to strengthen the neck and the torso muscle. And then try to maybe use a straw cup or a small open cup like the one you get when you buy some medicine for kids. The small cup on top of it to make sure the child have a limited amount of liquid inside their mouth in one time. From me, how about you? Do you have any more recommendation, Lisa?
I think those are excellent suggestions. I think for myself, it would be also important to look out for the flow rate of water. So if water is too fast, sometimes it's very thin, so it might spill too fast, and the child may not be able to control the amount of fluids going down. You can try to thicken the water, so you can add barley, so maybe thicker barley, so the flow rate will be slower. That might help the child to control. So another thing could be maybe using a little bit of puree or even just fruit juice. Sometimes it goes down a little slower. I would also recommend looking at the lip seal, whether the child's able to close his or her lips over the rim of the cup. And I think that's quite important to just prevent any choking, especially just making sure just one sip, one single sip, the making sure you put the cup at the bottom of the lid, and for the upper lip to close over, tip, and then tip back. I think that would be a first first thing that you can try with a cutout cup or even a small medicine cup, which Victoria mentioned. Okay. We've got a question from another parent on behavior. Is it okay to give toys while eating? So toys, I suppose it would range from anything from teddy bear to gadgets. What are your thoughts, Victoria?
I think if you really needs to have some distraction during feeding time, choose something small and can be played with your hands, not gadgets and not TV. Small puzzles, small screens, or small cars for boys. One or two, one or two is enough. So to make sure that their focus are on the table, and you can take the toys away when they are not doing what you are saying, and give it back when they're done swallowing. So it's a reward for them.
I think that's a great, those are some really great suggestions. So, yeah, do take note. And obviously, I think that, every child is different, every environment is different. If you have further questions, Victoria will be really happy to answer them after the session. Please feel free to drop her and a note on Instagram. And I will be posting up some more questions on Instagram or Facebook, so please stay tuned. I will also be sending out a note on a recorded version for today's talk. It will be online. Thank you so much for participating in today's feeding talk. And a very big thanks to Victoria for her time. Victoria does online consultations, so do contact her at Leona Victoria underscore Ahligiz, AHLIGIZI for problem-free feeding. I'm sure you'll feel very supported, and I'll just end off with a slide on her contact details. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop her a note on Instagram. We'll end this for today, and I hope to see you again. Thank you. Bye.